Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie. If you are new here, I do all kinds of motherhood videos, lifestyle vlogs, but I also share a little bit about our personal finance journey. We have been dealing with debt on and off for the last couple of years, both personal debt, medical debt, student loan debt, all that kind of stuff, having our own businesses, very low income. Now we're living on my husband's income. I get a tiny bit of income from social media, but it's like maybe $500 a year. So it's really not much, but my husband's income and like a couple other random things bring in where we have most of the money for our household, because we decided for me to be a full-time stay-at-home mom at this point. So that is kind of the little spiel on that. I am on nap time crunch, so I want to get into this video and share with you what our August budget is looking like. I'm not gonna lie, it is the 29th and this might change a little bit because Ben and I need to make a couple of decisions. If you watched my most recent vlog, yeah, we talked about the fact that we are not moving to Raleigh right now. We don't really have any intention in staying long-term in Illinois. We just felt like we were forcing the Raleigh move a little quicker than we were ready for. We have a lot of stuff going on in the next couple of months. I have like barely a 6-month-old, you know, all that kind of stuff. We just decided for now that we're not going to move next year. Need to move somewhere because we won't be staying in this rental. So we're deciding whether that'll be in May, June, or September of next year. I prefer the earlier section, but we'll just see how it goes. But I don't have any intention about talking about this in all of my videos again until we have like thought it through. We're taking a break because it has been stressful. The reason that August might be a little bit different at the end of the month is because my husband has a work trip to Raleigh, actually, that he is going to most likely go to, and we are trying to decide if we're gonna go with him, which sounds stressful, but I also would like to just be there again and make sure that it feels the same to me and that I'm not going after this like dream that's not actually what I want anymore. Moving forward, we're also planning to do a couple of trips to Wisconsin, to other areas, just to see if there's anywhere else that we would like to live that gives us the same vibes as Raleigh but isn't as far away. So we'll see how that goes. We're interested in looking in like western Wisconsin, like the outside of La Crosse, Eau Claire, like that kind of area. I feel like Madison is just too far out of our budget at this point, and I don't want to live in like a crap house or something like that and be paying like $3 grand a month for it. So that's just like not what I want. I would rather look somewhere else. As much as Madison is a place that we do love, it just feels a little out of budget for us at this point. I know one of you has mentioned Stevens Point to me before. I don't know. We'll be looking at stuff. We basically want a place that has a lower cost of living. So like we would prefer to purchase a home and something that's not going to be, you know, extremely high taxes like you pay here in Illinois. So you get so much less of a house than you would other places because taxes are so high. We would like to be near nature. We would like to have a little bit of land if possible. Not like a lot of land, but just like even like we have here where we have a little bit more space. We're not in like, you know, duplexes or townhomes or developments, that kind of thing. So that's like our preference. We'll see what happens. We want to make sure that we like the area and it's something that we feel like we could be in longer term. Otherwise, we most likely will move to Raleigh. But with that, which I've talked about in other videos, staying here does mean that our budget is just tight. Like it just has to be tight. Our rent is very expensive. Our utilities will be going up because we found out our landlord didn't have us paying for water on accident. It's just going to be a little bit tighter. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that we're planning to do that will hopefully help with that kind of stuff. You'll see in the next couple months how we are planning to make a little bit more travel work for us without going crazy. Again, remembering that if we would have moved, we would have been paying a down payment on a house and or a security deposit. We would have been paying probably around $3 grand for moving costs between like a U-Haul and cars and flying people back home so that they could help us, things like that. We will be saving a little bit of money on that right now. That doesn't mean I want to go and blow $3 grand on travel or anything like that. We're going to do things intelligently. We have family that lives in the Madison / north of Madison area, so we might just go stay with them and then take like a trip to some of these other areas to see how we feel about it. That is that, but let's jump into the August budget. If you have any questions about all that stuff, just make sure that you leave them down below and I will try to answer them in my next video. Okay, here is the budget for this month. As always, $2,700 for our rent, and then we do have to pay renter's insurance this month. We pay it quarterly and it is $88. This might go down a little bit. We'll see. Ben did finally cancel one of the TV subscriptions that we had. Our car insurance just keeps going up, which is annoying. Internet, phones. Ben wants to look into see, sorry, the lighting's changing because of the sun, but Ben wants to look to see if there's a way to get our phone bill down. I have a family plan that includes myself, my Apple Watch, Ben, my mom's tablet, my sister, and my dad all on it. So it's just a big plan and we like split it out basically. So I don't really know that we'll get that down, but we'll see. These are some of my other typical fixed expenses. So planning on about $3,300 for that. $600 for debt, that is normal. However, I noticed that I think it's SoFi or Sophie, I don't know how you pronounce it, but that is who my private loan is through right now. And I'm looking at seeing if I can refinance it because while I don't make more money, Ben makes more money and we have really good credit. And I think the last time I refinanced it or like consolidated it, it was like a 7.9 interest or something like that, which was still better than the 13% interest that it was before. But it still was high and my monthly payment is like $322.61. So currently what it's showing me is that I will have like a 5% interest rate and the payment would be like $100 less a month. So I'm gonna try to apply for that and maybe get a lower payment and lower interest. We have no way of paying this off right now unless something crazy happens because I have, you know, almost 30 grand on that loan. So that would be the last loan that we would be hitting, even if we did have enough money to be paying that stuff down. So that might happen. I guess this should go here for this loan. And I'll keep you guys updated if that changes anything at the end of the month. Some of this stuff might change. You can see down here that I have additional because I also included in our income some, what's it called? Like some possible rollover because I had to take money out of savings last month. And every month I talk about this, but like our rent basically eats up most of Ben's paycheck at the beginning of the month. So then we're like screwed for the rest of the month. So I have to have a buffer in there. Even if we put everything on credit, there's still things that'll like come out. So I like having a buffer in the account so nothing overdraws. So I might just move that money from July into August so that we already have that buffer. So I have a buffer built in. So we don't really have $702 left over. It's just like a little bit of that buffer that's kind of there. But anyways, groceries I have at $1,500. We have to continue to look at this. We are spending more than this on food right now between, you know, just like I feel like groceries are so expensive right now, and like we're going to like farmers markets, which I would love to buy local, but it's expensive. Butcher Box is amazing and we eat high quality meat, but it's like $170 every 6 weeks that I'm paying for meat, which isn't that much when you think about it, but it's just a hard pill to swallow. So we might have to up this budget at some point to be like more realistic, but I don't really want to. So that's that. Restaurants and takeout, I might up this actually. I'm gonna put TBD Raleigh trip. Well, would it? Yeah, because that might not even be enough, to be honest. So I'm gonna do that because there is a chance we're gonna talk about it and make a decision probably tomorrow or the next day. So it'll be after this video is filmed, but there's a chance that myself, Ivy, and Poppy might go to Raleigh with Ben for his work trip, but that would mean that we would need food to eat out while we're there because we'll be staying in a hotel because that's what's provided by his work. So we'll see, we have to figure that out, but for now I'll add that to the budget just in case. Medication and supplements I still have at $200. that might need to go up because Ben's mold stuff. So Ben might be doing a couple of different protocols for his health with his doctor, so that might need to go up, but I'm not going to do it until him and I talk about that. Household I have at 400, which is about what I keep it at currently, so we'll keep that there. Personal spending 150. I think I'm going to actually add a little bit because I would like to get a pedicure. I get a pedicure like 2, maybe 3 times a year. I probably should stop getting my nails done. You guys know that I go back and forth on this constantly, but we're gonna keep it in for right now. But that is something that I can cut out if necessary, but I did up that a little bit just in case I decide to do that. Medical is upped this month because I need to go to the doctor. I have a ton of my Hashimoto's symptoms kind of flaring up, so I just want to make sure something's going on there. And my doctor is $250 per appointment, so I need to find a new doctor because none of my like natural doctors are covered by insurance, and I'm sorry, but $250 for an appointment is insane. It just is insane. So I need to find a different doctor, but I've just budgeted that amount for now, plus a little bit more for like co-pays if Ben or anybody needs to go to the doctor. Poppy has a doctor appointment in August as well, but her first year appointments are covered by our insurance, I believe, so we shouldn't have any issues there. I believe all of our acupuncture co-pays are also covered, except for when I get cupping done, which I am getting cupping done now that I think about it, so I'm gonna add a little bit there. Utilities, I feel like I should up this just a little bit because there is a chance that we will be, what's it called? That I don't know how much our water bill is gonna be. That's just, I need that information from my landlord, and he's kind of like not giving it to us, and Ben, it isn't on the top of Ben's mind as it is mine, so I'm just gonna like hopefully over budget for that, and we'll see. Car I have at 150, which Ben thinks is okay for our trips and stuff, but I'm not sure if that's enough. I don't know. I'll leave it at that for now. As for Cora and Finn, it should just be 2 foods. And then I always just have a little $50 buffer. So that's $3,460 I have intended to spend in this area. I don't have anything here. This is where we might fill with travel stuff. So that would be for like plane ticket if we rent a car, things like that. But otherwise, there would be a lot of stuff we'd have to rent if we go. We would have to rent like car seats too. I need to look into that and see how expensive that would be, because that might just be like too much. But I'm gonna look into that and see how much that would be. Car rental, 2 car seats. Ooh, Poppy's waking up. Okay, so I'm not gonna have anything in here, but there is a chance that this would be like that $500, or I don't know, a little bit from savings. I don't really want to pull that, so we'll see how that goes. But that is the plan for August. We'll see what happens. Baby is waking up, so I don't really have much more time to chat with you guys, but thank you for watching this video. I hope you've been enjoying them when I am able to put out videos. I know not all of you guys love shorts, but it's just like an easy way that I can send some content out. So those of you that are like curious and don't follow me on TikTok or Instagram, you can follow there. But yeah, I gotta go get the baby. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.